go!
Hi guys, guess who's in the house? This is a new narrative that we're doing. So if you like what we're doing, please like and subscribe so we continue to do more of this. Right?
Yes. Okay, 3, 2, 1, roll, guys.
Hi Felix, Symphonium Audio. Okay, maybe tell us a little bit about yourself.
Right, I'm Felix. I'm the co-founder of Symphonium Audio. On a day-to-day basis, I'm in charge of R&D, manufacturing, as well as business relations. So to elaborate a bit on business relations, I speak to the customers as well as our distributors and our retailers. And if you are on Discord, you are talking to me.
All right. So maybe you can, Ken, maybe you can tell us a bit more about yourself as well.
I'm a partner at Nightjar. My role is a strategist. I do data analysis as well as processing back-end paperwork like invoices and payment stuff. I'm also a co-founder at Subtonic. My role is an architect where I orchestrate the R&D behind the scenes. Okay, I plan the product roadmap, the master blueprint for R&D, and I engage the community for alpha, beta testing to understand what the market wants and as well as what is good, what is not good in the market, how our products or our prototypes being compared in the market. Also engage with retailers, Zeppelin, and talk to the crew, understand the market demand, what their customers like and what they like as well.
Alright. So Subtonic is also an IEM company?
Subtonic is a design house. We do not actually physically manufacture the IEMs.
Okay.
Symphonium Audio is our beloved partner to manufacture our products.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's nice, that's nice. So why do you guys decide to create an IEM company? Maybe we can start with Felix. Why do you decide to go ahead and make IEMs?
Okay, so very long ago, basically in 2014, I actually got together with my co-founder, my partner, Nicole. So we actually, we brainstormed how we could come up with something better than what's on the market. And in that time, there was no such thing as Zeppelin Co. We couldn't come out here to try in multiple higher-end brands. We had to take the leap of faith and buy a custom that when we actually got it and we actually tried it, it wasn't up to our standards. So from there, we started tinkering, buying the drivers online and the capacitors and the resistors and cobbling them up together to get something to try.
Wow. Okay.
Then it has grown to the point that we really have learned how to R&D much better products, which is why in 2017 we actually founded Symphonium Audio. And in 2018 we actually launched our first two products, the Mirage and the Aurora. And in 2019 we actually went through a very deep R&D process, to get our products out, not just to be competitive with the market, but to be revolutionary from the market. But unfortunately, because of COVID, we had a bit of a delays, and only in 2021 we actually launched the Helios, and in April of 2022 we actually launched the Triton.
Nice. Right. So maybe Ken, your turn. Maybe you can talk about how your journey from being a customer to being a manufacturer.
I'm quite deep in the community. I go to audio meets every week, if not every other day, and I host meets. I meet people. I engage in Discord community. So the transition is very odd because just one day hey, you're a manufacturer now. So what's next? I'm still here to discuss about audio with the community. For that part, nothing really changed. They don't really treat me any different, and we still talk about audio. We still talk about products in the market. We still talk about sound. We still talk about the sound we love. But on the other hand, when I have to work on stuff where it's I realize that it's just not the same. Just putting in drivers and getting gang sound right. There's so much more in making a product work for the market.
For us at Symphonium, it was a bit of an upward learning curve because we started out very technical. We mostly do deal with the R&D, and when we actually finally are looking to launch the product, then there's a lot of business relations that we actually have to overcome. And furthermore, like you cannot design an earphone that is a one size fits all. So you have to take into account that what do people like, and because we are based in Singapore, we would like our products first and foremost to be appealing to Singaporeans. Yeah. So then from there we branch out to different audio tunings. Then we have to learn what different countries like, and we also have to learn how different countries operate. So it really was an upward learning curve, and we are still on that upward learning curve.
Wow. I mean, we all have a dream to have the ideal IEM. All right. So does being a manufacturer allow you to create your own ideal IEM in this case? Yeah.
For Symphonium, yes. So the Helios that we actually launched last year was something that both me and my co-founder we actually really like. So that particular product symbolizes the frequency response or the sound that we actually really like. So we thought that would be something that we could start with, to get the ball rolling with our new product line.
Ken?
Yeah. So as I mentioned, our R&D process. So I will have the master blueprint, and I'll work with Symphonium to get the prototypes up. Then yes, like with the R&D and the prototyping process, we're always one step closer to the ideal sound.
Nice. Because the reason why I brought it up also because Ken did come around Zeppelin a few times, to ask our opinions, and he went around. He did a lot of work, really testing and gathering opinions, and I think it's really good and really awesome to be part of the process. From consumer to manufacturer to retailer, it's like really and all encompassing. This is why like the logo Zepp, it's an infinity loop. Yeah. So hey.
And I would like to add that when it comes to the R&D process, when Ken actually comes to us, or when we are doing our own R&D process, in Singapore, because it's such a close-knit community, I can always just come to Zeppelin to let people try. Ken can bring it down here for you guys to try. So we also get first-hand feedback and immediate feedback actually, on how the tuning sounds. Yeah, so it really helps our R&D process because we do have to second guess, and it helps us to launch a product that is much more polished, instead of using our customers as the beta testers. And like one of the things that is quite important to us is that whatever product we launch at that price point, it has to be good. We don't launch a flagship just because we want to launch a flagship. Yeah, we want it to be at that price, it's competitive, and actually people will like it. Yeah.
Awesome. So how do you guys eventually come to work together? How did it happen?
So one day in like the fourth quarter of 2020, actually got a message or email from Ken. So he actually was looking to R&D some of his products, and actually spoiler alert, I thought it was spam. Yeah. So we replied to the email, then we got the ball rolling because Ken was interested in wanting to R&D some products. So we met up, we had a cup of coffee, and we discussed. So yeah, then that's where we started from.
Well, technically, it's my other co-founder Cornelius who emailed Felix. But the story goes is like we started the company, we were sizing things up, and we needed a manufacturer because we will design based on blueprints, select the components, drivers, the sound profile, etc. But we need a very solid engineering team. And I came to Zepp and I spoke with some of the crew. And one of the crew, James, I recommended, hey, you guys should check out Symphonium. I think they're cool and they know what they're doing. Maybe the right fit for you. And yeah, then I got Cornelius to email Symphonium. At that point, it's just an email. I didn't even know the names and stuff. But that's how it started. And when I met them, I was like, and talked to them, it was like amazing because they really know what they're doing. It was so cool, right? Like, I heard their prototypes, and then we talk about like the technical stuff, and like they really know what they're doing. They have the technical expertise. They also have the vision to go beyond what the current market is. So I really thought like at points like these guys are it. This is it. You know, they really have the dynamics, the vision to work together. Yeah.
Nice. Match made in Zeppelin.
So after we were done, finishing up the R&D, because we were working in very close proximity to Ken, Nightjar and Subtonic, we actually approached them to ask them, if they could offer their expertise regarding cable. And with their knowledge, we know that they care about the product, they care about their cables, so we know that if we approach them, the cable for us is in safe hands. Yeah.
And then in turn, because of the collaboration, we are involved in a tuning process. We gave a feedback what could be better, and I took the prototypes out to the community, to Zeppelin, let the crew try, let the community try, get their feedback and feedback to Symphonium so that they can do minor tweaks to make it even better.
Nice. Yeah, so we have the master of IEM making and cable making. So what gave birth to the Meteor? At which point did the Meteor, the idea for the Meteor came about?
So really the Meteor was, a combination of, R&D that we've been doing for actually other products. Yeah, and it just, it popped in my head, what if we try to combine everything in literally a very small IEM with only one ball. And there are a lot of issues when you actually do that because the frequency response starts going haywire. Yeah. So it was quite a while of R&D that we managed to come up with something that we realized was very different from the market. Especially with products that are bigger in size. We know that from first-hand experience, especially the Helios and the Triton regarding the bigger shell. But there is a reason for the bigger shells. But in this case, we managed to miniaturize everything into a very small package. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, so I want to elaborate more on the Singapore design, because for most Singapore designs out there in the market, there's always a lack of treble extension. This will challenge the top.
Yeah.
Yeah. So for those people who viewers who don't really know what exactly is treble extension, what benefits do you get from having better treble extension, for example?
Okay, so like imagine if you hear violin and it's being chopped off because it doesn't have treble extension, you're not hearing the full range. But when you hear a real violin, you hear it with good speakers, or you hear it live, you hear the full spectrum. Nice. So an IEM that does not have treble extension, your higher frequency instruments like the violin will just feel chopped off.
Treble extension, is something we consider maybe from like 9 kilohertz all the way to 90. And if you have a devoid of that region, like for example, say 16, your soundstage will feel a little bit more close to it.
There you go. So there's this little thing which I found out when I was scrolling through your website. It's called the flat or infinite linearity. Maybe elaborate a little bit more about that.
Okay, so basically what flat is, in essence, is it allows you to plug your IEM, or rather our IEM, into any source, be it, say, your phone, a player, computer, a mixer, if you're doing live recording. The output that you hear from our earphones will actually be the same across whatever device you use. Yeah. Usually when you plug into products, whereby the output impedance is a bit high, it will cause your treble to roll off. It changes the way it sounds. It will sound really claustrophobic, it will sound weird and honky. So with flat, what happens is that when you listen to music, you hear everything. You don't hear it being chopped off because of higher output impedance.
Right. If my understanding is correct, right out from the box, no matter what you put in, it will sound good. It will sound amazing. Is that right?
Yes, for Helios and the Triton and future Subtonic and Symphonium products. Nice. I would like to add a caveat that while the Meteor does not actually have flat inside, it is a very miniaturized version of it. We do not guarantee that you can plug it into any source. but we tried our best, to come up with something that resembles it. Yeah, maybe you can call it flat life.
Yeah. Alright.
I think flat is very interesting because when we founded Subtonic, we're doing the R&D, we wanted to develop flat technology, and we wanted our IEMs to sound to have the same frequency response with different output impedance sources, right? But also that can prove that sources do make changes in the sound in a very different way, more than just frequency response. Now that I've kept the impedance, the output impedance reacting with our IEMs constant, and when customers hear that the different sources can do different things, and they'll be like, hey, sources just do something.
Yep, awesome. Alright, so let's talk about something a little bit more juicy. Does driver count matter?
For us, it will sound like a very diplomatic answer. It's yes and no. We do feel that with more drivers, yes, you can get a better sound, but also with lesser drivers, you also can get a better sound. It all boils down to how you tune the IEM. Yeah. For us at Symphonium, we try to maximize the potential of each individual drivers instead of adding more drivers.
Yes.
Which is why our Helios only has 4 drivers, and the Triton has 3 drivers. Yeah, we don't really want to emphasize on the driver count, but we want to emphasize on you listening to the product.
Yes.
Not the technical specifications.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Just to add, during Helios beta testing, I brought Helios around. I tell people it's a quad brick. I tell people yes, tons of stuff in it because the shelf is pretty big. So and the thing is many drivers.
Yes.
And they hear the sounds like, whoa, this is a flagship sound. It's fantastic. Wow, quad brick. So you have 16 drivers there, 12, and else. And when I revealed that, oh no, it's only 4. 4? So one DD, one EST, etc. They're like no, it's only 4 BA. They were completely flop. Yeah. So yeah, it's not how many drivers. Is how the team implemented, right?
Yes. So something I do like to tell our customers, driver count is just like looking at the back of a cereal box. Hey, I know what flavor it is, but you have to go and eat the cereal. Yes, the specs do matter to a certain extent, but always have a listen first before you judge. You can always read thousands of reviews about this amazing restaurant, but at the end of the day, you have to go and eat it and to see whether or not your whether your tongue agrees with what other people say. And everybody has their own taste.
Yep.
So all is not like food in that sense. Yeah. Alright, so now that you guys have worked together, you guys agree with the statement that cables are snake oil?
This will probably anger a lot of people, but no. I firmly believe that cables can actually make a difference, which is exactly why we approached Nightjar, because we felt that there are some parts in Meteor that could be tweaked with a better cable. Yeah, so we tapped into that expertise.
Yeah. So similar to when we talk about flat impedance in IEM, like the impedance matters, how the impedance matters in IEM, and that means the impedance of the cable matters too. So like in Nightjar, when we engineer the cables, we do measurements of the cables and we compare against the market. And for cables, low resistance is good. So there are a lot of cables in the market that have very, very high resistance, and for certain IEMs that have not so great impedance measurements, the sound can change greatly negatively sometimes. But with good resistance, with low resistance cables, you ensure the highest quality.
Nice. How about materials then? Yeah, I know people talk about silver, copper, gold.
There's a lot of stereotype. There's lesser of the similar to drivers, right? The driver types, the amount of drivers, they have certain stereotype that people assign to it. But same for the materials, it's how you use it. There's more than that.
Yeah. So it's always how the chef cooks rather than the ingredients themselves. If you're interested, we'll be more than happy to try to let you try. Over here is the CanJam every day. Can always feel free to approach us. We can really guide you along the way. Everyone starts from somewhere. When will be the Meteor release? When are you guys intended to release the Meteor?
But unfortunately, because the manufacturer that we're working with some of our parts, due to COVID, there was a slight delay. But very soon we expect, before the end of September, like a full demo to be ready, in Zeppelin for you guys to try.
Nice. And the very important question: how much would that be? How heavy do I need to fork out? How many credit cards? How many levers?
In today's market, I do feel it's not super high in cost. For our global audience, we are pricing it at $599 US. For Singapore friends, it's 799 Singapore dollars.
Oh, oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, that's dangerous price point. It's like actually very attainable. So I think this is one thing also that's very important, or something that I noticed recently, that good audio doesn't have to be expensive. And I think this is the best sweet spot that you guys have thought of, in terms of price and terms of quality. That's something that's accessible for everyone. They can really try and hey, this is get a taste of what really high-end, what really good quality audio is.
Yeah, one more thing, we want to also max out, the sound, but we also want to max out, the overall package that the product comes with. So this is one way we're trying to look at, to target, a lower price point, but still fully fledged in accessories and materials. Yeah.
Alright, so before we wrap up, maybe one last thing, right? What advice or what's one tip that you would give to our viewers here? Alright, so maybe Felix, you can talk about, how do you choose an IEM? And for Ken, maybe we can talk about how do you choose the right cable for you?
My answer would be, a bit different, coming from a manufacturer. But I would say, if you are looking out for IEM on the market, please buy something that you like and you like listening to, not something that the market tells you to buy. Yeah.
100% agree. Black chalk. Yes. Ken?
Yeah, similarly for cables, do not fall into the material trap. Do not just look at the material stereotype and just be fixated on that. Use your ears, try, and hear for yourself.
Yes, I think the message here echoes, trust your own ears. Okay, yes, reviews do give you a guideline, what people say matters to some extent, okay, but they're not gospel, not everybody loves to react, right? So calm down, give it a try, talk to us, alright? From there we can recommend. If you feel that, hey, a lot of people say this is good, try this out, it's not really to your liking, don't be shy. You can say this is not good, then we know how to help you. Yeah. Alright, so one final tip from us at Zeppelin is to really plan your playlist. Alright, a lot of times we do see people coming here and listening all over the place. Okay, I think the important thing is to have at least maximum of 10 tracks. Then you have your favorite songs. Doesn't matter if it's from YouTube, doesn't matter if it's not high res better, yes. But I think the idea here is to have something that you always go back to listen to. Yeah, always test with your staples. These are something that you have heard thousands of times, and the new ones would come out and you more readily. Talk to us, listen, and then from there, hopefully you find your sweet spot in terms of the sound, in terms of budget. So, any more messages that you can share to your fans out there?
Watch out for our social media. There may be new launches coming very soon. It may fit your cup of tea, it may not fit your cup of tea, but we are not in the business of making a product that fits everyone, but we are in the business of making a product that is good in its own right.
That they're happy with. Yeah.
For me, I'm very involved in the community, so for those who are in the community, we can get into the Discord servers, ping me and ask me questions, or for those who are in Singapore, you want to meet me for prototypes, do drop me a note.
Alright, so that's it for tonight. Thank you for being with us here today. Thank you Nightjar, thank you Subtonic, thank you Symphonium Audio for being with us here today. Alright, so please like,
Subscribe.
And comment below.
Alright, so if there's anything else that you guys are interested in, a topic that you guys would like us to discuss, do let us know here in the comments. Right? I think that's it. See you guys at Zepp. Thank you. Bye bye.
Thank you.
Bye.